Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes before more of you all join me. Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? And we are almost, in mid-Feb and time is flying by so quickly this month. Another reason that only 28 days. But having said that, this month has been rough for some of you. You may be finding yourself unable to quite understand what is going on, and just no one has joined yet. So I will just go and inform the group chat that. Hello everyone. So I think it's MJ. Hey MJ. Oh, okay, I see more of y'all now. For a moment I was like, am I on the right chat room? Am I on the am I on the right page? All right, today is going to be a very interesting topic. We are going to talk about empaths, empathy, and drawing boundaries, and why twin flames may be more susceptible to feeling energies of their divine masculine often. Hey MJ, thank you so much for the heart. Thank you so much for everyone who's joining in. You're all amazing, and like I say every week, love doing this live with you all. And this is a very interesting topic, and I'll probably do um, like parts because this is a big topic, and I don't think I'll be able to cover it in one life. But this is definitely something that I have been wanting to do for a while. And hi, Bharti. Good to see you. And Bharti says hi to everyone. Oh, it's 1 p.m. here in Singapore. So, guys, that's good. See? Hmm. All right. And another thing is that you guys may have also felt a lot of changes energetically this month. Some of y'all may have. Hi, Chelsea. Good to see you. So I'm just going to do a quick update on the energies of the month. Hi, Samantha. Good to see you. As we are approaching new moon, things may feel a little tense and unpredictable and stressful for some. You may also realize that your expectations may not be in line with what is going on in life. Um, Another group of y'all may be missing your divine masculines a lot, and it must be very, very painful this month, especially, with the Valentine Day, with everything going on with Valentine's Day. And, Feb always tends to be a very sensitive month because it's the month of the moon. Oh, Samantha says, I felt very up and down this past month. Yeah. So energetically, it has been very, very intense. Some of y'all have been coping really well, so good on you. For the others, good job for hanging in there. Things are tough, but you're still surviving. Um, you're still able to, you know, hang in there. So that's really, really good. And I have been saying the energies have been quite tense, but lately it may seem like it's just becoming worse and worse. The intensity of the energies are just increasing in the collective. And always remember, when things get intense, a lot of cleansing, a lot of catharsis, a lot of releasing is going on. And also remember, when things are tense, you will also be very sensitive to energies. So, hence, that's the reason why it's so important to protect your energies. And the thing is, when you are an empath, you're like a sponge. You tend to like absorb everything around you. You tend to feel everything, and that's why drawing boundaries, it's a very important thing to do. And often it is something that there will be points in your life, you know, when you are more sensitive to energies. As an empath, you will not be able to draw boundaries. And that's why today I want to start off with like drawing boundaries as a very big aspect of being an empath, or being extremely sensitive to energies, or being impacted or affected by energies around you. First, you have to understand that we are all energy. So, naturally, we will be sensitive to energies. And some of us, as empaths, tend to be more sensitive to energies, to the point that it can affect your way of life if you don't draw the boundaries you need to draw. And drawing boundaries come with practice as well. The interesting thing is, with twin flames, it can get a bit interesting, because for those of y'all in separation, or for those of y'all um, who are connecting with your divine masculine or twin flame in different ways, it will tend to affect you, because you will feel your twin flame's energies, and that can affect you, because sometimes you'll need to learn to differentiate that this is not my energy. This is what my twin is experiencing. Hence, I should, you know, send it back to the universe, send some healing towards my twin, and not be affected by what I am feeling and experiencing. And this is going to be quite difficult, because often distinguishing that is not my energy is a big thing. And even generally, as an empath, it will be quite hard. A big a big example will be, example, you attend like a birthday party or a celebration, and once you come back, you feel extremely drained, you feel extremely frustrated, you feel extremely like depressed. Then you know that you have picked onto some energies of the event that you had just attended. Another thing is, people people taking energies from you. This tends to happen to empaths, and um, usually it's the energy vampires who tend to, zap away all of your energies, and it will take a while for an empath to recuperate. That's why um, empaths, as an empath, you would always find yourself spending a lot of alone time, because you need that time to recharge. So let me explain to you how it works. Excuse me. Guys, if you have any questions, please keep them coming in. And, and I'll also keep talking about the topic. Thanks to all of you all for suggesting. A lot of you guys have been suggesting different topics, so that's really good. And I'm going to, do all of them one by one in the following weeks. I just wanted to pop them up. Mm, let's have a look. All right, I'm not able to find the thread. But yeah, going back to this topic, um, being an empath can be a gift and a curse. And acknowledging, a big part of being an empath is acknowledging who you are. And because it's all an energetic game, an energetic dance, and energetic thing, you'll have to realize that once you're an empath, if you're able to manage your energies, you'll be fine. You'll be able to survive. In fact, your it will become a gift to you. What you may have considered as being problematic or troublesome, you would realize that it's a gift, because you'll be able to gauge the energies of those around you, and with that you will be able to navigate. So for instance, if you can read the room, if you can see what's going on with the people around you, you can help them more. And that is going to be very, very beneficial for you, because you have that added knowledge of what is going on. Hello, Monica. Good to see you. So, today we are talking about empathy and drawing boundaries, and how, as twin flames, guys can be, all of us can be very susceptible to the energies around us, the energies of our divine masculine twin flame. And yes, oh, MJ raised a really good question. I'm going to read it out. Is there a big difference between an empath and a very intuitive person? What it is? Okay, so empaths actually feel the energies in a much deeper level than a very intuitive person. So empaths actually are able to some empaths, when they are really, they can feel the pain of, like example, they go to the hospital, they can feel the pain of the patients around them, whereas a very intuitive person is going to be able, so when it comes to intuition, an intuitive person is going to know of the pain. They are not going to feel the pain. So that's the difference. Empaths tend to feel. So it kind of like becomes their pain. Whereas an intuitive person will be like, oh, this person is really suffering. You know, I see a lot of pain. So it's more of like I see and I feel. So you could draw a line between that. So in that way, a very intuitive person will be able to detach um, from what they are witnessing much more than an empath. Because if an empath doesn't draw boundaries, they're going to be just overwhelmed. It's going to be like an influx of all kinds of energies, in their surrounding environments. So, yeah, that's the difference. So, in that way, for an intuitive person, they still have it under control in a certain way, because they're not going to feel um, the way an empath is going to feel. That's why, as an empath, sometimes you might notice yourself feeling really tired, like, especially um, when you are in, like, you see, for example, you take the train to and from work every day. You're going to feel extremely tired at the end of the day, because you are feeling a lot of other people's energies around you. And even when you go to work, and when you meet different people, you are feeling and experiencing a lot of different energies. And when you don't draw that boundary that you need to draw, it just tends to be overwhelming. So that goes to the second part, which is energy vampires. Are they even aware that they are zapping energies out of you? A lot of energy vampires are not even aware. You see, they're just used to getting energies from the environment. And that's why they would love crowds, they would love being um, they would love being extremely, they get really excited being in such environments. And that is and that is also the way they get energy from. Some See, energy vampires forget that they can get energies from the unlimited force field, which is the universe. So once they start connecting, they can start recharging themselves that way. It's just that because they're so used to recharge themselves from people around them, that they forget that they have that ability to charge themselves. Um, Monica says it's very overwhelming to feel all that energy. Yes, it is overwhelming, and that's why it's not easy being an empath. MJ says, I feel many intuitive people call themselves empaths. Well, it really depends on the person and their understanding of what an empath is. So, so it's for them to decide, like whether they're an empath or an intuitive person, and yeah. So that's a huge, yes, that is something that only they would know whether they're an empath or an intuitive person. And again, it's not exactly cool being an empath because there is a lot. It's like all your senses become alive when you're an empath, and especially when you're interacting with someone or you're being in an environment, you're just getting um, in an influx of information, about the situation, to the point that you actually feel the pain, and it becomes a part of your pain. And it can be very, very draining for empaths if they don't draw boundaries. So drawing boundaries is like a practice that one should do. And that's why, the term even empathy came about. Like, I feel empathy towards this person. That means what you are actually saying is that you actually feel what is going on with them. You feel their pain, you feel their suffering. And that's a big thing. And and you would have noticed how some people just can't feel. So clearly they are not empathic, or they are not empaths to begin with. Oh, Adam says, I'm very intuitive, more so than an empath, which is really good. And that's great, Adam. And intuition, I'll definitely talk about intuition and how you can harness them, how you can grow them, and you can use them um, in your daily lives, and how having the gift of intuition, all of us have intuition, and awakening the gift of intuition, and how powerful and impactful it will be in your life. I would probably do it in the next couple of weeks. But thanks, Adam, for like sharing your experience that you're more intuitive, more so than an empath. So, like I was talking about, the positive side and the not so positive side of being an empath, it is it is in you absorbing the energies. So you would notice another thing about empaths, they tend to dance to the tune of their surrounding environment as well. So example, they're surrounded by very positive people, very happy people, they will really, really flourish. But if they are surrounded in a very negative environment, they would also become that energy. So a big part is differentiating what is your energy and what is not. And so, some ways of actually protecting yourself would be to tell yourself, like, I am not going, this energy is not mine. I'm going to converse with the person, but I'm not going to allow their energies to affect me. You're going to consciously tell yourself as a reminder, I'm not going to allow this person or this event or wherever I am to affect me. And when you start doing it on a daily basis, you will feel more and more empowered, and you will realize that it kind of becomes a superpower. Only when you really want to feel what's going on with a person, you turn it on. So it's more of like a switch, you start turning it on and turning it off. And that is something that you can develop. Chelsea, yes, I'm more intuitive too. I can feel people's energies, emotions, but I won't say I'm an empath, just intuitive. Oh, that's wonderful. And actually, the truth is, being very intuitive is good. It's better than being an empath in that regard, because you're able to like read the emotions and the energies and not quite be affected by it. So that's really good. And I'm so glad that you guys are able to differentiate it as well, because some people tend to misunderstand. you know, being an empath and not. So yes, and the moment you actually feel the energies, the emotions, you can draw boundaries. So even for someone who's intuitive, drawing boundaries is good, because then you're not affected by them. You're just aware, and awareness is good because once you're aware that, oh, this is the tone of the environment I'm in, this is what people are feeling, then you could move forward. You could detach yourself from that space, detach yourself from those energies. Having said that, I'm going to actually talk about like drawing boundaries generally, so that it applies to everyone. So for an empath, if they need to draw, you know, for an empath, the big key is to recognizing they're an empath. So once they recognize that they're an empath, like half the battle is won, because when you recognize, you'll be able to protect yourself and your energies more, and you will also be able to differentiate what is yours and what is not yours. Now, touching on drawing boundaries is one of those hardest things ever, because our lives are constantly intertwined with people around us, be it family, be it our colleagues at work, being with the people we work, people we interact, from the supermarket to, taking public transport, or, going to the gym, or being in an environment where we are constantly being intertwined with um, energies of others, and we as human beings are interdependent. We need to depend on each other to live in this collective sort of society, and that's what society is. A series of interdependent connections amongst us. And when you are in an environment like that, how do you actually draw boundaries? How do you know what is yours and what is not yours? How do you respect the space of others? Because sometimes people don't even understand that they are stepping onto the boundaries of others, and sometimes you may give too much of yourself to and not respecting yourself in that regard. So establishing boundaries has to come with awareness. It has to happen consciously. You need to be aware of um, what you're doing and where you're at and how you're feeling. So one would be an energy test. you know like tomorrow or Monday, when you guys start your working day, when you go out, start observing what you're feeling around different people or different environments. How sensitive you are to the energies and how much it affects you. And now, when you consciously notice this, you will realize that when you're consciously noticing what is happening, it doesn't affect you as much. So, how do you actually cleanse the energies of others? Cleansing the energies of others would come from, salt baths are really good. Um, in our Indian culture, they always have this thing that, once you go out, you should wash your legs, kind of like washing away all the energies of the environment. So these are certain customs which a lot of cultures adapt, and because ancient cultures had a very good understanding of how energies work and how it affects people. So hence, that's why these practices even came about. It's just that over the centuries, over the years, people lost the meaning behind those practices. So when you actually really look at it, it can become even scientific. You are like cleansing yourself. Like, why do you even take a shower? Why do you get like a salt bath? Why do you like have lemon outside? Because these are all agents to like neutralize the energies of the environment. Also music, how music can help to neutralize or cleanse the energies of your environment too, you know, because again, they're all in the energies. And another thing is when you are really sensitive to the energies of the environment, start seeing it as a gift, because more awareness, more knowledge of what's going on in your environment places you in the position where you're able to help others, you know. Even at work, when you have a better understanding of what your colleagues are feeling or what is going on, what is the general tone of, you know, the work, you will notice you can make such a difference, you know, even with your clients. Because that's why start using your gift in a very conscious way, you know, be it you are an intuitive or an empath. Awareness is key to developing your gifts, and awareness is what's going to like really help you out in this journey of realizing yourself, your self-worth. And also remember, everyone can get affected by the energies of the environment, depending on how sensitive and receptive and how much they are willing to allow these energies to affect them. So, for instance, you know, if you don't have healthy boundaries, you are just going to take on a lot of what's happening around you. And this is going to be a constant cycle, you know, and you're going to feel extremely tired. You're going to be like affected, and it's going to take a while to recuperate, and then it's going to start again. That's why you should recognize at what level are you even losing your energies, at what level are you being affected by these energies, and once you know that, you will able to reverse these patterns, you know. So instead of, you know, going out there absorbing everything that you don't need to, you're going to like stop absorbing, you're going to stop recognizing, you know, that is not my energy, I'm not going to allow that to affect me. So that's when, you know, example, you're having a conversation with someone, you know, there are going to be different levels of how much you're going to immerse yourself in the conversation. So example, a person is talking about a tragic event, or or their depression or something that's affecting them or loss. You're going to listen to them, you're going to be observant, you're going to go into that state of watchfulness, but you're not going to let that energy come into you. So that's how you're going to set boundaries. Okay, MJ has asked the question, how do you set boundaries? Did I miss that? Because I absorb the energy so fast and so deeply, it's like I get short street in my blood. That's why you have to do it really quickly. So you got to get into the practice of not even absorbing those energies, you know. So you have to like consciously tell yourself, like every day when you wake up, you set this intent. I'm not going to allow the energies of others or the environment affect me. You know, I'm going to always be neutral. And I'm going to be very careful with my interactions, and I'm not going to get carried away. You see, empaths get affected even by watching TV shows, by the news, by anything. So you can avoid this, you know, you can avoid like watching the news, for instance, you know. So you have to, MJ, that's why you'll have to like learn to draw the boundaries, like like it happens really quickly. And another thing is, when you're really weak, you tend to be more susceptible to energies too. So when you're more um, when you are feeling more empowered and when you're feeling more inspired, you will realize that energies around you are not really affecting you so much. Hi, Priya. Good to see you. Bharati says, I find myself not really interested in going to watch live sport games or concerts now. Wow, that's that's wonderful, because you see, you're aware that, you know, those energies affect you. So naturally, your body is like rejecting these places. So yeah, and MJ, that's why this is something you got to develop. You know, you got to like take that time to actually protect yourself and watch out for yourself. If not, you're just going to be tangled by all these energies of your environment to the point that you don't even know what is yours and what is not yours. Okay, and this leads us to the next part: vibrations, energies, and how they can affect you. So, example, if you are operating from the level of 5D, you're not going to be affected by these energies so much, even if you are an empath, because the energies don't match. So the energies can't come into you. That's why when you are vibrating high, you won't be affected by the environment so much. And when you're vibrating high, you will naturally, like Bharati says, you would not be interested in going to those environments either, because your radar will be like, it doesn't match my energy, so I'm not going to go there. So that's why if you keep working on yourself and if you keep bringing your vibration up, you won't be affected. So it's like when you're conversing with someone, you can go down to their level and listen from their level. Example, a 5D person can choose to go down to 3D to uh, to listen to a person who is sharing something about themselves, which is really it can be upsetting or distressing. So when they go down to their level, they tend to be more susceptible to their feelings and emotions and their energy. So that's why the other person gets to feel their pain and suffering as well. But when you do it from like 5D, you will still, you're understanding their pain, you're listening to their pain, but you're not letting their pain take over you. So that's what's happening. Sure, Priya, I will. Absolutely, I will. And yes, I will absolutely do it. I'm so sorry again, but yes, I will. Thanks, Priya, for all your patience. And thanks for joining these lives every week as well. It means a lot. Um, Adam, can we absorb others' energies without knowing it? Yes, you can. And that's why I keep talking about awareness. So once you're aware of what are the energies you're taking in, you will slowly start to draw boundaries. You know, it will become a habit. And then when you start vibrating from a higher level or higher dimension like 5D, you will notice that you you come to a state of watchfulness. So you tend to watch, like you tend to be present, you tend to converse with someone, but you don't let the energy affect you. So you can even try it, you know. When you're feeling really happy and really high, it will be very difficult for someone to bring you down that easily, you know, especially when you are in a in the stage in your life where you're content, you know, when you're excited, when you're really happy, you'll realize that nothing affects you. But another thing that would happen is if you are vibrating high, but you're not aware that you're vibrating high, slowly your energies can be drained too. So that's why you have to like bring back your awareness to where you are in life. And when you know you're more sensitive to other people's energies, it's very important to like set this intent that I'm not going to allow others' energies to affect me, you know. And guys, it's all a learning process and it takes a while and vibration. So you can't also expect yourself to be always be living in 5D, because there will come a point where you need to come down to 3D to actually um, be involved with society, you know, because you can't completely cut society off as well. But consciously, when you start developing the habit of residing in a higher dimension but still living in the world, that comes from a place of detachment. You know, once you're very, very detached, you would not let these energies affect you as much. So that's why sometimes you may feel like, you know, you just don't want to be in the place of drama, or you don't want these things to affect you, because you know that these are not your energies at all. And Priya, like you say, can a partner energy affect? Of course it can. In fact, your partner's energies will affect you the most because you're connected to them on the heart level. So, due to that, you'll be more and more sensitive to their energies. And next is that the energies of the environment will also further affect the way you start experiencing things. And all right, guys, keep the questions coming in and I'll go more into that. And I wanted to talk more about how um, people you're close to, their energies can affect you more and more. So that's why if you're in a relationship with your partner, that's why sometimes, after people get married, they'll be like, hey, you're becoming more like your partner because their energies tend to affect you. And then, yes, so that's why once you're aware and once you truly start to understand your energies and your vibration and what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths, you'll be better able to help yourself in the realm of energies. So, Carolyn, the supermarket seems to be the hardest place for me, and I'm drained every time. I'm going to set an intention boundary before I go in the next time. Yes, that will be extremely good because once you actually set that boundary, you will actually feel a difference. And Adam says, thank you for answering that. Explains why I'm so tired some days after work. I'm absorbing all the negative energy from some fellow co workers. Let's just give me a minute. I'll need to um, charge my laptop. So, all right, this will be much better. All right, guys. So, as we were talking, a partner's energy can affect you a lot. And that's why it's so important to be aware of that as well because you feel like, oh, I need to help my partner out. Um, I need to ensure that I am doing my best as a partner. So, that's why twin flames are very susceptible to feeling their partner's energies a lot. And that's why sometimes you may feel really angry or you may feel like you're not aware of why you're feeling this way, or you may feel extremely sad. And sometimes you will even feel extremely excited, or you may feel like you're on a holiday, but you're not. So that is because your twin flame is experiencing something like that. So, yes, Priya, it does affect us. And the supermarket is a place where you're going to encounter all sorts of energies. So that's why often you would feel very drained once you enter a supermarket. You will feel very tired as well. This tends to happen in shopping malls as well. When you're there, you tend to feel like why you're feeling this constant influx of like energies coming in. So do it, Carolyn. Like, go set an intention and you'll totally feel the difference, and let me know how you feel the next time. Because once you consciously draw boundaries, it affects you lesser and lesser. And like Adam was saying, that is the reason why you feel so tired from work. Sometimes you may feel like the work I've done shouldn't make me feel this tired, but why am I feeling this tired? It's because of the environment, it's because of the people you are interacting with, and people who are like just draining you. MJ says, that's why I ended up quitting my job. I would feel the bad energies from work even at home. The next day, I was glued completely and couldn't get to work. I ran out of excuses. Yes, guys, it does. It tends to like affect you guys a lot, especially when you're more sensitive to energies. And empaths are very sensitive. It takes it it really takes like mastery to be able to draw boundaries with what they are feeling from the external world and what is theirs. So, and that's why one of it would be like to raise your vibration and try to like stay in that vibration. But it's very hard in the 3D world to like constantly vibrate in 5D, for example. So you may find yourself like going up and down, but it's just that only when you are in that vibration of that person, that energy draining can actually occur. So that's why the next time you're having a conversation with a person or you're in an environment that you know you're susceptible to your energy being drained, set this intention that um I will not allow others' energies to affect me. I will draw healthy boundaries, and another thing is that's why you should cleanse yourself. Like once you get back, if you take a shower, or if you it's why when you come back home, it's so that's why another thing is don't talk about work once you're home, or don't even think about work. Like set this habit that like enter once you come back home, you're not going to talk or think about work. You're just going to leave it at the door. Another thing is energy cleansing. That's why you can cleanse yourself through music, you can cleanse yourself through saging, you can even cleanse yourself, like even bay leaves. Burning bay leaves can create this peace in the environment. But twin flames, you will tend to find yourself being affected by your twin flames energies, and that can be, even if your twin flame is miles away, you'll be able to feel your person's energy so much. Hence, that's why recognizing what is yours and what is not yours is important, because in that way you can just send loving energies to your partner, to your twin flame, to your co-workers, to these people who are really in pain. So you don't have to like take their pain to make them feel better. You can actually send their pain away. So the moment you feel like, you know, you're feeling their pain, you're absorbing their pain, or you're being drained, you're going to like consciously set the intention and tell the universe that I'm sending their pain away to the universe. I'm transmuting it for them, I'm helping them. In that way, I'm not being affected as well. That's why, example, like people who are like doctors, or people who do massage, or people who do energy healing, if they don't set boundaries, they're going to feel really drained, because they are working with their client really closely. Like you're like touching your client. So when you're an empath, you're just going to like absorb all of what they're going through. So when you set that boundaries, it's not going to affect you as much. Recharging yourself, that's why once you get back home, you can recharge yourself in so many different ways, by drawing the boundaries that you need to draw when you're outside, and when you come back, you have this like safe and environment where you do not allow these things to happen. Another thing is also avoiding watching the news, or or another thing is you can watch the news, but don't let it affect you to that level. So yeah, that's another thing. And next up would be the understanding that we are sensitive to energies, and we are energy beings. And because we are energies, everything that we feel or experience is energetically relevant. Let me see if I missed any comments. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up soon, so keep the questions coming in. And I know this is a big topic, probably I'll do another live to talk more about this in depth. But some ways to actually cope with these energies would be to consciously be aware. So, next time when you're having a conversation with a person, see what is happening to you. I want you to go into that state of watchfulness and see what happens to you. How do you feel? Do you feel thirsty after the conversation? Do you feel tired? Do you feel like taking a nap? Do you feel like going back home? So these are signs that you're being energetically drained and you're absorbing the energy of that person. And always remember, only if you give permission and allow yourself, only then people can take your energies away for anything. And that's why on earth, they have contracts, they tend to make you give your energies away, give your power away. So always remember, you are in control of yourself and your energies, and it is within you whether you want to give away your energies or not. So the next time you're having a conversation, even before the conversation, you're going to set the intent. I'm not going to allow this person to take away my energies. What is mine is mine. What is theirs is theirs. But I'm still going to be a good friend. I'm going to help them as much as I can, but I will not allow what they are feeling to affect me. And once you start doing it consciously, you will notice that you would not be so drained. So, for example, Adam, when you go back to work, if you set the intent that I'm going to stop absorbing all the negative energies from my fellow co-workers, you will realize that you're not so energy drained. That you'll feel more empowered actually, so awareness is key. Now that you are being aware, you will notice a difference. So probably I'll just check in with you guys next week, and you guys do share with me your experience on how you've been feeling in terms of setting boundaries with your energies. Another thing is, you don't have to feel like just because they are your partner, just because they are children, that you have to give yourself away or you have to take their pain away. You have to remove that thought from your mind. Just remember, your presence itself is a gift to people, and you don't have to give further. And once you see that it's going to be healthy for all of you, you'll be able to like teach other people this as well, like to set that healthy boundaries. And then you will realize that you won't get so tired, and you won't need to like spend hours and hours recharging yourself. And thanks, Adam. You see, Adam says that I've started to do that and it feels really good. You see, that's what I mean. Then after that, you will become so powerful and empowered, and you won't feel that energy draining anymore. And once you start enjoying this, you will realize that, hey, I could have done this a long time ago, but because you are not aware of how your energies are being drained or how you're absorbing energies, you quite couldn't uh, go about drawing boundaries. So now you can watch a movie without being affected so much. You can watch the news without being affected so much. And now you can start enjoying your interactions with other people too. So you can talk to a really negative person and not be affected, because what is theirs. And what they are feeling. And if you feel like you want to help them, just, send an intent to the universe that, for the universe to absorb their pain, for the universe to give them energy, for the universe to make them feel better. You don't have to do it. That's where the boundary lies. That's where the line lies. And MJ was saying that it happens so quickly, so you got to control that as well. that's why you should that's why when you have all these like boundaries around you, you wouldn't allow the energies to affect you so quickly as well. So, and once you start enjoying who you are and what your gifts are, and realize that being aware that energies are so powerful, there's so much more you can do for the world, there's so much more you can do for yourself. So, always set a protection for yourself. Always remember, no one can take away your energies unless you allow them to do so. And yeah, so that's where it goes down, guys. Only if you allow people, and that's why they say don't give your power away, which is really true. Often people give their power away subconsciously. People give their power away because they feel that they're obligated to do so, you know. People feel like, oh, I have to do this, you know, this person is suffering, so I have to take their pain away. No, you don't have to. That's why you have the universe. So you have God, you have the universe to take the pain away. All right, guys, do you guys have any more questions before I wrap up for this week? I'll think of a good topic next week as well. Um, I think I've covered like what I need to cover. So probably I will talk more about like how you can raise your vibrations, and in that way, once you are living in a high vibration state, you won't be affected by 3D energy so much. But again, that takes a while and that takes mastery, and yeah, but we will talk more about that. um I guess it's the timing timing again. I'll try to go earlier next week so that I can get more of you all. Again, guys, I won't. I'll try my best not to have any delays next week. Um, Guys, any more questions on this topic? If not, I'll let you guys go for this week. And if you guys want a private reading or a healing, please don't hesitate to contact me. Always available for that. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. And thank you, Bharati. You too have a lovely week. And I'll see you all soon next week. You guys take care and have an amazing, amazing week. And I'll see you all next week. All right, guys. Take care and bye bye.